I get it.
Final question. James Williams moving to linebacker. What are your thoughts about that?
I love the fact that he's willing to go where the team needs him, and that means pretty much anywhere in the back seven, but it's a thing that needed to happen, and to be able to really take advantage of his physicality and the talent on the roster. You know what I mean? Like, we can bring in a Markeith Williams to go along Cam Kinchins, and then move James Williams down where he has coverage ability that far exceeds any overhang, hybrid defender. He has physicality now, hopefully, that his shoulder has been, worked on, surgically and repaired, and things where he can actually wrap up and use that physicality instead of leaning in with his off-arm shoulder and just seeing guys bounce off him. I think that was a real big, important move. Because, and I've said this before, but James Williams has been this size since he was like a sophomore in high school. And when we went to recruiting events, it would be a bunch of us out there and everything. I remember specifically after it wasn't the South Florida Express event. It was like the Nike Regional down here a few years ago. Bud Elliott tweeted, said, this is a big kid. He's going to move to linebacker. And James Williams searched his name on social media, quoted that, and said, "Nah, I'm a safety coach. That's it." And it's just like, you're so big, you can do all of that, right? But you want to be dug in and be like, no, I'm this and only this, and I'm not going to entertain anything else. It gave off in a different way, but it gave off not Terrell Pryor. Jesus, where's my brain today? Huh?
Terrell Buckley?
No.
Somebody.
Torrance Gibson.
Oh.
Left-handed Terrell Pryor. That's why I was doing it. Yeah. It gave off Torrance Gibson vibes, where Torrance Gibson is the number one recruit in America, 3 years in the first-round draft pick at wide receiver, but I want to play quarterback. Nah, I'm not going to go anywhere else. Didn't even play quarterback full-time on South Florida Express. He got benched, didn't play quarterback full-time in American Heritage, but when he came in, he ran the Cam Newton package where they're running inverted veer, and he's throwing bubble screens and bombs only because he couldn't throw the goddamn ball. It gave off those vibes of like, look, I get that you want what you want, right? But there's a lot of us who've been doing this for a long time, kid. And we've seen these things, right? And maybe, just maybe, the experience that I had, the wisdom of my experience, should supersede your desire. And that pushback at a point, it just gave off negative vibes, And it was okay because, like, James Williams could play safety, and made even a couple really great plays in center field as a safety last year. But really just saying, look, I'm going to trust in this staff. I'm going to trust in my teammates around me that they can handle wherever they're placed. And I will do what I need to do. And I will do what the coaches ask me to best help the team. And because, like, we're not going to put him in a position to fail. We're going to put him in a position that might be a little bit different than where he's been fighting to play, but might actually open up his game in so many more ways. And I just think the acceptance of that finally is going to be like, no, I'm only a safety. Don't talk to me about anything else. Shut up. Da, 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 da. I think letting go of that and growing up being like, you know what? I am a safety, but I can also play weak side back, or I can also play inside nickel, whatever, star, striker, you want to call it. I can do all those things, and that's not a demerit against me as a safety. That actually increases my value because I can do this, that, and the other thing. And really finally just letting go of this, I have to be a safety, just thing. I think that's such a big step forward, and I think that speaks to the maturity in him that I needed to see, and I'm really excited to now see him utilized in all of the roles that he'll play this year. And it will be many, not just linebacker, not just striker, not just inside safety, not just center field, but he's going to play all of those things and rotate between them based upon personnel, based upon matchup, based upon scenario and situation. And I think that is really where you are going to be able to see James Williams as the defensive weapon that he is, a la, we're talking about, getting a short, fast player as an offensive weapon. I think him being willing to open up his brain and add to his toolbox and say, okay, coach, what do you got? What do you need? And go and do that. I think that's a huge development in a positive way for the University of Miami.
Athletes have egos, and I don't say that in a negative way. So they don't want to admit to having a shortcoming or especially speed from a young athlete. They don't want to be told you can't play corner, you need to play safety. You don't have the throwing arm now that you've gone up a step, so you can no longer play shortstop. You need to play second base. But hey, if you excel at the position, the new position, hey, there are great players everywhere at every position, and they just require different skill sets.